Hi. According to timeanddate.com, it is exactly 19:59 p.m. and today is Tuesday, the 25th of June, 2024. You're listening to Dearest Diamond, a Diamond's Memoir. My name is Diamond, and you're welcome! Yeah, it's dramatic. Today is my baby's birthday. Today's a special day. Okay. So we're here. We're finally doing this, put yourself behind the camera thing, and we're making it work. Today, you'll be drinking wine with me because we have something to celebrate. But as always on the podcast. So, guys, if you've been following the podcast on audio, thank you for coming to YouTube and watching me here. And if you're new here, even better. That way, you don't know all my embarrassing past stories and you can't judge me. So, yeah, thank you. But yeah, as I was saying, we're going to be drinking wine because why not, right? I feel like every day is a day to celebrate. Every day is a good day to drink wine, be happy. So while you're there watching me on your screen or listening to me, because this will be both on audio and video. So while you're there watching me, listening, whatever, grab yourself a glass of wine, a cup of coffee, water. I'm supposed to be... Oh my God. Okay, I was not expecting that. Okay. But yeah, we're good. All is well and all is fair in love and war. And I guess all is fair in business as well. So yeah, cheers to new beginnings, to whatever it is that you want to celebrate. I always personally believe that there's absolutely something to celebrate. Every time there's something to be grateful for, there's something to be happy for. Part of this podcast most of this podcast is revolved around my 3Gs, God, growth, gratitude. So gratitude being a really big thing for me. So every day is a good day to celebrate. Every day is a good day to be thankful. Every day is a good day to drink wine. Cheers. But by the way, when you cheers, you're supposed to take a sip. So cheers, and there you go. You don't want to know the amount of anxiety I've gone through in the last few days. Just, looking forward, anticipating this moment where I'm going to come. And my podcast have always been behind the scenes. I've always, been in my room, chilling, having dinner, or just doing something absolutely, me, and not having to worry much about who is seeing me, whether I look good, whether I don't look good. But this is different. So yeah, I am a project manager. If I want to introduce myself in relations to what I do in my 9 to 5, I think generally, like my day to day, I like to plan out projects. I like to see things come from nothing to something. I even used to be part of an event management thing with a friend of mine some years back, but yeah, it didn't work out. But yeah, so that's literally what I do. I project manage, program manage. I bring products from nothing, from imagination to reality. And then, yeah, to be honest, I think that like in life, somebody will say, oh yeah, you just started. Why do you feel the need to celebrate? You're supposed to practice what's that thing called? Delayed gratification. Drink wine, be happy, celebrate. It's not immediate gratification if you continually celebrate yourself. And I think every day we make progress in little bits. Every day we make significant progress enough to pop a bottle of wine and celebrate. And don't mind me, I keep saying wine, but it doesn't have to be. You could just, something, whatever is celebratory to you. Every day is a good enough day to, just be thankful. And that's really what my podcast has always been all about. I have tried in my little way to find the joys, to find the moments, just find my gratitude. It isn't always visible. There's been moments where it wasn't the most visible to me. And there's even been moments where I have forgotten to find my gratitude. But, lately I have been practicing that a lot more, and just, yeah, it's been really good. So like one of my thing I wrote recently, and I have it written down on like, a few, just something that I want to share with you. And it's like, your reason doesn't have to make sense to the world. Stop feeling the need to explain yourself. Drink wine. So yeah, and that's on just, me coming in here today and finally doing this, finally, finding, not just finding time, but finding space, finding my moment to be able to be here in front of you and, share and talk to you visibly, and not just, some strange voice behind Spotify and Apple podcasts and stuff, which are places where you can find my podcast, by the way, if you're very interested in listening to older episodes. Mm-hmm. How was your day? Mine was, it was great, I guess. Today I worked from home. I work a hybrid job, so I can decide, I go to the office sometimes, I work from home sometimes. So today I worked from home because I knew that I was going to be coming out to do this with you guys later. And so I worked from home. It was cool. It was okay. Yeah, every day I feel the need to tell my managers that they're not paying me enough. And I feel like I'm finally going to get around to doing that. But for now, I like my job. I enjoy what I do. And I think that, I don't think I'm doing it for the money alone. Maybe that's why I haven't threatened to like, I'm going to leave you all and I'm going to, I'm getting there though. But for now, I'm at my job. I love it. And yeah, so after work, I came out here and it's cool. Setups, see guys, the difference between, I think I've mentioned this before, but the difference between like an audio podcast and a video podcast is like night and day. Cause like with audio, I just have to talk to you, right? But with this, I have to, worry about how I look. And if you're gonna, feel me and just flow with me and like how I look and my setup and everything. And so, yeah, I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to, about how all this worked out. That's a story for another day. We'll definitely get there as to how I went from, doing just audio to coming at you looking this good, because I know I look good, whether you agree or not. Sorry, that's on you, but yeah. I was talking about my job, right? I found that recently or lately this adulting is like, you're just doing everything at once. You can't even catch a break. You are working at your 9 to 5. You are working at being a good friend. You're trying to grow. You're trying to make money. You're trying to make new networks and meet new people. You're trying to grow a business. Me, I'm a businesswoman at heart, and I'm looking to grow every opportunity. I'm just like, okay, where's the next best opportunity happening? I'm also a billionaire's wife waiting for my husband to make money because outside of all my hustling, I get to this life to come and chill. But yeah, I feel like, jokes aside, like life is just, it's one thing to the next. And sometimes it's almost like you don't catch a break. But I think catching a break takes a lot of intentionality. And it's not just about like traveling or, anything. Sometimes catching a break is just, taking a step back and just like, remembering to breathe, remembering to drop your shoulders, remembering to just, be aware and be present in the moment. Like a lot of times it's easy to just, get sidetracked by, some sort of anxieties over what you're expecting, what needs to come through, what hasn't come through, what's, just trying to make life make sense, right? Because I think like right now we're at that level in our lives where it's like we're trying to, or I particularly, and I think like a lot of you listening to me. In fact, I feel that at every stage in my life, because I think I've always had this feeling of, just you always want to move. Personally, though, I don't know if everyone can relate to me, but if you're on this life journey, we're all not trying to be stagnant. We're all trying to, like make the next best move, make the next move that makes sense, just try to like grow. And it can be very, very, should I say, like, it can just be really pulling, trying to grow in this aspect and do that. And for someone like me who I'm doing a million things at a time, not up to a million, obviously. I find that I'm always looking for the next thing and, looking for like where is that money at, or where is that opportunity at, or stuff. Like, it can get very, it can get a lot, and you're just working at life daily. And so, yeah, I appreciate the concept of growth. I appreciate when I see people who have done amazing things for themselves. I just wonder, like, how did you get to where you were? So I welcome you. I welcome you to my channel, guys. I welcome you. So if, you're someone who's like really interested in just growth stories and, life stories, things like that, let me know. So I was going to read something from my diary. So I used to do this thing sometimes where I write like 15 minutes or 3 pages. So I write for 15 minutes or I write 3 pages, whichever comes first, either 15 minutes or 3 pages I write. So I was looking at something I wrote, and yeah, wine poured on this. But it's cool. Yeah. So I was just looking at something I wrote sometime in 2022. So that's like 2 years ago. And I'll just read it for you. I think it's like it's about 3 pages. I started writing at 20:37 p.m. and I stopped writing at 21:01. So almost 30 minutes. and I wrote like just about 3 pages. But yeah, there are days like that. So I this was on the 13th of March 2022, and just reading this and then coming back to like where I am right now in life, and it's like night and day, and so I just thought to share. And so yeah, here you go. This is how we used to write our dates in primary school, and I think I was referring to how I wrote my dates right here. Anyway, it's Sunday evening. I'm sitting at my little balcony. My damn candle is lit, and there is so much generator sound. Someone's own, I think the landlord's, just went off as fuel finished. Fuel is petrol, right? As gas finished, fuel finished. That undulating sound the generator makes just before it goes off is so funny. 28-year-old living alone in an estate in ABJ, nice Lexus ES300. Don't have up to 1K in my working account at the moment. No savings, no investments, 4 million naira in debt, no assets, $1,000 in USDT. I had money somehow. A salary of 200K monthly, plans to jackpot, still in view. I could go crazy, but I choose to count my blessings. I don't have internet. That's probably why I'm writing. But I have quarter gas tank in my car. LOL. I have no one but God and myself to ask for help. I'm dating, but I don't expect God to hang my bills on another human. I expect him to come through for me. Because of course he will use a human, but my expectation isn't on anyone in particular, but myself and him. I'm very strongly positive about these paint and POP business also. This business I talked about is a business that I thought I was going to go into, but I never did. As with a whole lot of other things that I used to do that I can look back now and be like, what happened to this thing? But anyway, there's my blockchain study to do. I don't do that anymore, but I hope to be able to go back to, the whole blockchain Web3 thing, because it's something I found really fascinating at this time in my life. And yeah, so there's paint and POP to do. I need to be on it. At the same time, I'm learning patience and to not lose my mind and to focus on the little things I can get done. Like I can get to the bank early on my way to work tomorrow so I can try to get the funds they owe me. Then at the office, connect my phone to someone's internet to get immediate funds to sort few things out with. I have immediate debts of around 38K. I have to buy fuel for 10K. Then for paint and POP, I have my first client in mind. The connection is sure. I never follow through. I just need to have and know what I am talking about and offering on ground. This money is about to rain. I am ready, I am ready, motherfuckers. I didn't write motherfuckers on full. It's just like MF. Anyway, I can feel it so strongly. That's why there's immediate pressing needs wearing me out. I know that I am sorted out on the long run. It's so interesting to know that someone will read this one day. Yeah, I'm reading it to you. So maybe 2,000 years from now. Mad. Blood was shed for me. He came alive and so I'm alive. Even now in this very moment, I'm alive with the life of Christ. I should go pray after writing. Go chant into this life. Go invoke the Spirit of God in me, within me, around me, for me. Read the word, pick a verse from it for today and begin to chant. I own this life. There's no limit to what I can achieve. Elon Musk's money is small money. I feel a form of fear writing that statement. And I mean, when I was writing this, I feel a form of fear writing that Elon Musk's money is small money. And I'm angry that I feel that fear. So I'm going to attack it with God's word, attack it with prayer. It's been over 15 minutes. Bye. Anyway, so yeah, those are the kind of weird things I write in my diary sometimes. And I sometimes just go back to read things that I've written from like years ago. And I was just reading that and I was like, okay. So obviously I can trace amounts of growth that have happened between then and now. Like so many things are like that. The things that I wasn't even thinking about when I was writing that I play and are reality right now. And so I'm so thankful for that. And it just helps me, it buttresses my point as to how there's a lot we shouldn't really be worrying about. Like, stop stressing. For real. Like, just keep working your day to day, right? Keep putting your best foot forward. Keep doing what you got to do. And there are days where you would not be able to put your best foot forward. And it's okay. It's okay. I don't think berating yourself over your inability to do that is going to help. I don't think, just stressing so much and having high blood pressure over all the things you have not been able to accomplish. Life has a way of playing out and eventually you will get there. So my take is just take it one day at a time, one step at a time. Have your dreams at heart. Know what you're going for. Know what you're driving for. And eventually, yeah, like it's going to come to play. Like I'm here with you right now and I have always wanted this, but I didn't know how it was going to pan out. And I'm here right now. It panned out some way or the other, right? And so, yeah, I think the other time I was playing tennis with a friend of mine, or pickleball rather, and tennis, like in the same court. And I was saying how, like, in recent times, I have been wanting to play tennis, to just, go back to the courts, because if you've, like, I don't know, if you follow me on Instagram, you see there was a time I used to play tennis and I stopped because I relocated. But somehow that just came to me and somebody dashed me or, just told me, oh, you can have this tennis racket. I was at the thrift store and the guy was just like, yeah, have it. And then at the same time, like some days later, someone's like, oh, do you want to go? My friend was like, do you want to go play pickleball with me? Because I had reached out to him and I was like, I want to have a meeting with you about something. And it's like, do you want to go play pickleball? I was like, absolutely, yes. I don't know what pickleball is, but let's go. Only for me to find out that pickleball is on the tennis court. And I had, and it was just like, God did for sure. So yeah, I really am grateful for that. And that's like, a moment for me. So, so whatever it is that you're dreaming about, you want to do, you want to get at, relax. It'll happen. I have written here, Dearest Diamond, growth is inevitable. Growth is, you just have to, like, there's nothing you can do about it. You're either growing and you're either dying or you're growing. I think those are the only two options. You're dying or you're growing. So you choose one. You either want to keep growing or you want to, just slowly fade away. It's your choice. Nobody's going to make that choice for you. So yeah, absolutely. So before we go, I just want to say 10 things that I'm grateful for as always, I will always come to you with my gratitude, come to you with my affirmation, whether it be audio, whether it be video, whether we have a guest, whether we don't. So it's always going to be 10 things I'm grateful for. And for my 10 things I'm grateful for, a lot of the times I try not to have some like plan in my head. But just sitting here right now with you, I can think of I should be able to definitely think of 10 things I'm grateful for. And that's what I always like to do, just sit down and in the spur of the moment, come up with 10 things that make sense to me, 10 things that, I want to say thank you. Thank you to God. Thank you to the universe. Thank you to, whatever it is that you want to thank. And I will always say that my experiences, my story does not have to be exact as yours, but if you can resonate, definitely, resonate with it, relate to it, hear the things that I don't say. And I hope that my words speak, life and health and meaning to you. So yeah, 10 things. So I'm grateful right now for this, being in your front, being in front of you, like just doing this whole, putting myself behind the camera and doing this with you. I'm grateful for that. That's absolutely a blessing that I definitely need to say cheers to, drink to, whatever. Another thing I'm grateful for is the ability to write. I find that, in my other life, I must have written a book. There's no way. And in this life, I should write a book too. I think I will. But yeah, I find my ability to write very interesting and just be able to write my thoughts exactly how I think them in that moment. And so yeah, I am grateful for the ability to write. I'm grateful for you who's listening right now, who's watching me, who's subscribing to my channel, who's subscribing to my podcast on either Apple Podcasts or wherever it is you get your podcast, or, just making me your thing. I'm grateful for you. It's nice to have you on there. I'm grateful for ideas. Sometimes you think certain things and you wonder, like, how are you going to be able to put it out into the world? But just thinking about it alone helps you somehow put it out into the world without having to overthink it, sort of, without having to, just without having to, sometimes you just think about stuff and you really want it, and without even have to do so much as work for it, it comes to you. And that's one thing I say about opportunities all the time, is that, like, as long as you're looking for it, it's trying to show itself to you. All you need to do is look, and then one day you're just going to happen to be in a place where, somebody happened to be. And that brings me to my word for the week. It's called serendipity. And I'm going to read something that I found on oxfordlanguage.com. I would read something I found about serendipity. That's our word for the week. But anyway, I was saying things that I'm grateful for. So I'm grateful for friends, new friends, older friends, and relationships that don't require too much work to maintain. I'm grateful for those. I'm grateful for my family. Oh, guys, I am an aunt. Like, as of the last time I released an episode, I wasn't one. So yes, I am. And I am an aunt, and that makes me so excited. Like, Aunt's Diamond, and like somebody's going to be calling me auntie. Oh, but yeah, that feels so good. So I'm grateful for that. I am grateful for, just the ability to speak, because after what I do for a living, initially I would say, if someone asks me, who are you or what do you do, I would say, this is what I am, this is what I studied. But then now I have like just the ability to speak. I find that it's not everyone has that, gift, and I see it as a gift, the ability to be able to write my thoughts, the ability to be able to speak them out clearly. I am absolutely thankful for that today. I'm not sure how many things I've been thankful for already, so I'm going to stop there. And we're going to go straight to the word of the month. I said I was going to read something to you guys. So about serendipity. I was talking to my sister today and I was kind of anxious as to, just what direction do I want to take this? How do I want to go? What is it going to look like? And she was the one who used the word serendipity. I had been using this word in the past, but I wasn't sure I fully understood, or thinking about it now, I'm not sure I fully understood the meaning as at the time I used to use it. So I'll tell you what serendipity is. And like I said, I'm reading this from oxfordlanguageclub.com. Serendipity is a word that carries a delightful sense of surprise and serendipitous discoveries. It origins back to mid-18th century, blah, blah, blah. It's inspired by the Persian fairy tale, The Three Princes of Serendip. Walpole used the word to encapsulate the idea of making fortunate discoveries while searching for something unrelated. In modern usage, serendipity refers to those beautiful moments when we stumble upon something valuable or meaningful entirely by chance. It is the fortuitous meeting with a long-lost friend, discovering a hidden gem in a second-hand bookstore, or stumbling upon an incredible opportunity that alters the course of our lives. I can absolutely give you an example of a serendipitous moment for me. When I got my job as mechanical engineering in the National Space Agency in Nigeria, I was not planning to get that job. I was going to school and I was on the train and I happened to sit by a network who knew, who knew my worth and was willing to give me a chance. And that absolutely changed my fucking life. So that was an absolute serendipitous moment for me. And that is my word to you today. Take it through. Live life expecting something good. Live life thinking that when you open that next door, you're going to walk into something gracious. You're going to walk into something just absolutely perfect. Live life with an expectation of good is what I'll say. The discovery of penicillin was just by chance. It was a fortunate thing that just happened in the medical field. I don't even think it was a medical doctor who found penicillin. Things like that happen all the time. Things like that happen to people all the time. So get your mind ready for it, set your heart at it, and expect those kind of things to happen to you. Serendipity reminds us to stay open to the unexpected, to embrace the twists and turns that life presents, to see the beauty in chance encounters, and to remain curious about possibilities that await us. So, let's just open your heart to serendipity, to the things that could beautifully happen. Stop thinking so much about the negatives. Get out of your head. And so that brings me to the final segment of today, which are our affirmations. What are you affirming? What are you saying to yourself? What are you telling yourself? For me this week, I found myself, I have been finding myself saying a lot to myself that, I am making progress. Because I know you might say that I affirm I am making progress a lot. That's for you who have always, listened to me prior to now. I'm making progress is something I affirm to myself a lot because it's something that I want to happen to me every second of the day, every minute of the day. Even when I'm lying down on my bed, lazing about for absolutely no reason, I want to absolutely believe that I am making progress. When I am being lazy and going through one of those, mental paralysis things that I experience, I want to tell myself and to believe absolutely that in my stillness, I am making progress. In my laziness, I am making progress. And if that's, of course, some people look at it and say it's laziness or whatever, but whatever you're experiencing, just continually affirm to yourself, I am making progress. Where I am, I will not always be here. I will make good progress, upward, forward, continuous progress. And it will happen just as you speak from your mouth to God's ears, right? So yeah, thanks for coming on this journey with me. Thanks for just being here, spending your time with me, drinking wine with me. And I hope to see you on the next episode. And yeah, so talk to you again sometime next week. Thank you for taking your time out to, just be here, spend this moment with me. And yeah, have an amazing weekend and keep growing. Stay positive. And like I said, subscribe. I'm here. I'm finally saying that. Share, just follow me on this journey. It's Dearest Diamond, a Diamond's Memoir. My name is Diamond, and have an amazing week.